Marine Sergeant Jeremiah Workman, who's taken time actually off of his time on active duty to come out and spread the word, and his chain of command has been very supportive. Because Jeremiah has an incredible story to tell. He's a recipient of the Navy Cross, which for those of you that don't know is just one step below the Medal of Honor for his actions in Fallujah, leading a Marine squad that was part of the fight. As the Battle of Fallujah was wrapping up, many of his men were trapped in a building, and Jeremiah led repeated assaults into that building over a number of hours to save the lives of other Marines, and received the award that he deserves and has a compelling story. Marine Sergeant Jeremiah Workman.
First, I want to say thanks to everybody sitting here in this room for coming out today and giving us a chance to talk to you. And I want to say, even more importantly, thank you for your service to our country. You guys really, laid the groundwork for us. We had big shoes to fill because of people like you. So thank you for what you do. I'm going to talk a little bit about, well, two things here. I'm going to talk about my experiences during the Battle of Fallujah in 2004, and then I'm going to jump forward a couple of years to September of 2007 when I got to go back to the same town, Fallujah, Iraq. And I just want to, because I know when I go home and we turn on the news, we don't see many good things about what's going on over there. And that's why I decided to take vacation and come out here on this tour, so that I could pass on, from where the rubber meets the road. We are where the rubber meets the road. We're the guys that are there on the ground, hooking and jabbing every day, kicking the doors down. So I'll start December 23rd, 2004. I had the honor, and it is a true honor, to lead human beings into combat. And nothing I do for the rest of my life will ever compare to that feeling. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. We went into a house just like we would every other house in Fallujah, except this time there was 30 plus insurgents waiting on us in the second story of this house. When we got inside there, I made a conscious decision that I did not want to fight my way out of the house, that I wanted to kill these people where they were. I did not want them to leave this house and live to fight another day. So for 3 hours, we fought these guys, 5-10 feet away, in your face combat. I watched Marines do things that I thought were only in the movies. It inspired me to keep going. It inspired me to be a leader. When I started feeling down on myself, and I look back and one of my Marines just got his arm shot off, and he tries to lift his rifle with his good arm to continue fighting, but he doesn't have the strength, and he pulls a pistol from another Marine's holster and continues firing. That's unbelievable. That is what kept me going. That is what kept me going in that house that day. This fight went on for 3 hours. At the end of the day, we ended up killing, within 3 house radius, 40 insurgents, 8 of them being high-value targets. So it was a very significant battle, or firefight during the Battle of Fallujah. And I've got to be honest, when I left there, that was December 23rd, I left the city, I left Iraq for good to come back to the States in April of 2005. And when I left, I got to be honest with you, I was thinking that city is in shambles, and I don't know if they're ever going to get back on their feet. And I kept that to myself. That's what I think a lot of people were thinking. Okay, now I'm going to jump forward to September of 2007, when I had the chance to go back over for a week and walk the same city streets that I had walked back in 2004. I got to go to Fallujah, I got to go back to Ramadi, I got to go to Hit, Hamadia, all these places. But when I got to Fallujah, Iraq, and we got out into Highway 10, which is the main street going through the middle of town, I pulled out my BlackBerry, and I called my wife, and I said, "You are not going to believe what I'm looking at." Because the first thing I thought of was all the blood, the sacrifice, the Marines that lost their lives to take that city. When I was there in 2004, with my battalion alone, we lost 19 Marines and had 276 wounded. So for me to stand in that city and watch kids playing, there were Iraqi police standing on every street corner. That never happened back in 2004. You know, if the insurgents were paying this much money, they were a bad guy. If we were paying more money the next day, they were a good guy. They take pride in putting their uniforms on now. They take pride in their neighborhoods. They want it to be a safe place. They're tired of the insurgents coming in and slapping them around. They're pointing out who the bad guys are. Their kids are going to schools. The infrastructure itself, they've cleaned the rubble up. The electric's not going out every other hour throughout the night. My battalion commander and my battalion sergeant major were invited to an Iraqi wedding in the city of Ramadi. They went to the wedding, they took their gear off, and they celebrated with the family. I can't even hardly fathom that. That's unbelievable. They ran a 5K race down the city streets of Ramadi 2 weeks before I had gotten there this last time. So these are the things, these are the good positive things that are happening over in Iraq right now that you, my wife, and everybody else never gets to see on TV. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to come out here and tell you from somebody that's been there that it's important what we're doing over there. People, I come back this last trip and I get asked all the time, can we win? That is the dumbest question that anybody could ask you. I look at them and I say, you know what? Hell yes, we can win. As Americans, failure is not an option. So with that, I will get off the podium here, but thanks for having me and thanks for listening to me.